Recoil audio. I like how they did it. That way they did dual 2/4, so that they don't have to do two different boxes. Oh, there we go. Use the dot system. Okay, that's good. This is the SW12 D2. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, real quick. This is what I was telling you about. Okay, 3-inch high temperature, black coated, and then they trademarked black coated. So all they did was trademark the name black coated, so no one else can call it black coated. You can say carbon coated. You can say spray paint coated. But again, it's just something that China does, and I think it's hilarious. So we got more cardboard. You got the manual. Let's see if they started putting the cutouts. I know that they're recommending BAMPass. Or I should say they give you, there we go. Let you get a look at that with no glare. So there, does that help? And then it's hard to read. SW12D2, 1200 watt power handling, 24 watt max, frequency response, voice coil, diaphragm material, glass fiber, frame material, aluminum, magnet material, ferrite. X-max is 13 millimeter. It says 13 millimeter one way, so it's got, I think it's more than that. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be about 40 millimeter. But again, that's why I tell people to tell me the wind height, not the X-max, because X-max is calculated in a bunch of different ways. Let's see. Anything else? VAS 42 liters. You should also list VAS in cubic foot, not liters. BL is at 16, which is all right. Let's open it up. All right, so we have the packaging, the big 4-gauge terminals, the little gaskets that go on underneath, and then we got foam and we got cardboard, just like TC Sounds, but better. So this is actually a single press paper cone. You can feel a little bit of texture on the back. The only companies that I've seen use double press is Rockford Fosgate, and that was on their old, I guess it was the Silverface T1, and no, it was just the T1 because the T2 was aluminum even back then. So it was the T1 cones. But aluminum beauty ring. This is the gravity frame. Again, they got the boot cover. You can see the voice coil a little bit in there. And then it looks like an 8.5 inch or even a 9-inch spider, which is nice. And then we talked about this with the it's a very detailed, tooled up cap. Looks like injection molded, and then they polished the front of it and then added the lettering. That may even be screen print, I'm not sure. Which is where they make it in the mold, and then they polish it, make it how they want it, and then the last thing they do is screen print, and that's what gives the silver to the detail. So give it a little more look. Let me get this upside down. There we go. So pretty big, pretty cool looking. 1200 watt RMS. And pricing has changed again. Stefan, formerly of Slang & Sound and Tint, which was the largest Rockford Fosgate dealer in the world, I think the staff changed up there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think the staff changed up at Slang & and then he decided to come over to Recoil, and so now he's the general manager of Recoil Audio USA. And also he does basically manages the whole brand and does pricing and everything like that. So let me get pricing on this too for you guys. So the retail site is recoilaudioUSA.com. There is a recoilaudio.com that is, it's basically the international site. that shows off product that's available to virtually all globally, I guess you could say. So SW12D2 is $400. So if you saw my old videos, you're like, oh, that's different. Yeah, they I forget what the other price was they wanted on these. So, but I can get you I get them to you for cheaper than this. So I can probably, well, again, I can't advertise any lower than the MAP. But let me look up the MAP real quick. Well, again, the MAP is $500. So I'm not allowed to, again, according to the agreement, I'm not allowed to advertise any less than $500, but as you can see, it's on the website for $400. I, of course, can get it to you for cheaper than that. Just let me know, and we'll get you taken care of. So, for comparison, I would put this up against the JL Audio 12W6 version 3. And so again, for less than half the price, you get a superior subwoofer. That is just more power, more excursion, more awesome than, plain old JL audio. So there's some of the other, I like the venting on the back, nice big vents. I changed the venting on the GONZO, GONZO StepDad, the Terry motor. I'm doing the Terry motor today too for you guys. So then there's the cutout and the depth. Mounting depth is like 7.57. And then cutout looks like to be 288 millimeter, which is 11.33. Is there anything else? I don't think there was anything else. Vertical venting slots. Not sure what that does. A tool is not included, so that's a standard M4 metric 4, which is a 4mm hex bit. I think that was it. I want Recoil to include a little ratchet tool that I've been importing. Of course, I wanted to say Recoil on it, and hopefully they'll get behind it and include it for you guys, or even just offer it in the store. But the guy that just ordered this, I'm going to go ahead and include a ratchet with at least one bit, if not a full bit set, because they're only like $5 retail, and then China price is like $2, $3. But yeah, no, this is a great subwoofer. Did it have the specs on this? Specification, they are not listed on the website. So, but let me go back to the manual real quick and look at the FS real quick. It's saying 36 Hertz, but I think it's actually lower than that, if I remember right, on my testing that I did initially for this product. I think it was closer to 34. But let me break this one in and do some woofer porn for you guys. Thanks for watching.